Hi, I'm Amber Cannon, and I am the Assistant News Editor for The Rocket, and today we are joined with Ted Martin, who is the Executive Director of Equality Pennsylvania. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
That's good, no problem. Now, can you explain to us what Equality Pennsylvania is and how you came to get your position?
Sure. So Equality Pennsylvania is the statewide lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender political advocacy organization, which means that we advocate in Harrisburg for that community. I essentially like to tell people we make sure that bad things don't happen and good things do. So I'm working with legislators all day. We also have staff that help in the process from the grassroots, as we like to call the people outside of Harrisburg, to make sure that people know that the LGBT community needs to be treated with respect and not legislated against, and all of those things. So that's really how we work. So we have staff here in the West, we have staff in the East and Central Pennsylvania as well, 13 total. And so we do a lot of different work to bring people's attention to the community.
Now, I know you're giving a presentation today at
Sure.
Common Hour. Now, what will your presentation be about for the college students here?
Well, I think, many of the presentations that I give, and I think many of the conversations that I have with people, is really to let them understand where the LGBT community is in Pennsylvania. And I think I do that because even though so many people, I'm sure you know a gay person, I'm sure many of the people in the audience will know a gay person, people don't clearly understand what the law does and doesn't do in Pennsylvania. And I think that's the stunning part. You can still be fired in Pennsylvania for being gay, right here. And so I think people need to understand that. They also need to understand marriage wasn't the be-all, end-all. That wasn't the only thing people wanted. And so really I hope to talk to people today really in truth about the state of the LGBT community, what you can do.
What advice would you give people about coming out and being brave about coming out?
I would advise people to come out when you feel comfortable, to live your truth, but do it in a way that you know you're safe, that you can gain acceptance, and that you can be happy. I think that people, it's not a casual thing, you just don't come in on some Monday morning or Tuesday morning and just announce you're gay. It's a process. Understand too that when people tell you of their status, they trust you. That's a gift. That's not something that they're casually handing you. That's something that they're saying, I trust you. I trust you to respect me. I trust you as a friend. I trust you as a caring person to help me and be there for me. I hope that every person that's sort of struggling with that realizes that it's really great on the other side, that the world can be good, that it is work. And that, you really need to do it on your terms. Yes. Not the world's terms, but your terms.
I agree. Now, my final question is, how can people become more involved in Equality Pennsylvania?
Absolutely. So if you go to our website, equalitypa.org, you will see a number of different opportunities. You can sign up first of all, just to get on our website and get in our database to get information. We'll let you know what's going on. So you'll be the most educated person in the room when you talk about these things. So you know that information. That's one thing you can do. We have organizers. So we have an organizer here in the western part of the state, and they organize meetings with legislators. They organize community gatherings. They organize all kinds of different opportunities for you to get involved. And so I think that there's certainly that as well. It is incredibly powerful when someone talks to a legislator. And, as I like to say, there used to be a time when legislators would say to me, well, I never hear from gay people. And now they can't say that. Right. Because of the people who get involved, not only through Equality Pennsylvania, but through all the different means. So I think that's one way to get, or a couple ways to get definitely involved. Please register to vote. I absolutely encourage people to register to vote. It does matter. It does clearly matter. And I think, actually maybe I'd even encourage a few people to run for office. I think it's a really important thing. I think it's a really important thing that you consider running for office. They do make the rules. So if you don't like the rules, this is a way to change it. So think about that. And people of all ages can get elected to office. So I definitely say that. And the one thing I have to say, or I'd be a bad executive director, you can always make a donation. You can always make a donation to the organization. Donations of all sizes help us. It helps us to be in the Capitol. It helps us to be here. It helps us to travel across a very large state. And it helps us to move forward. So those are all absolutely ways. But you can do all that through our website. Follow us on Facebook and all the social media stuff. And that's the way.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time out today.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And I'm Amber Cannon, the Assistant News Editor with The Rocket.